industry which is present today in this room, to our TDAS partners who are with us in Cairo, and most importantly to our think tank community who are working on China, to be here to work with some of our ideas on Cpec Bri projects, what are there, give you an updated account in terms of what is happening, and Pakistan economic cooperation to develop further. So with these few words, I'm very grateful, so at least we know where we are going, and we have somebody to master this occasion.
Assalamu alaikum, good afternoon, and ni hao everyone.
Allahu Samad, lam yalid wa lam yulad, wa lam yakul lahu.
Security problematic. The work and studies carried out at the university are intended to bring together the various schools of thought, ranging from social and natural sciences, as well as policymakers, journalists, and academia. Founded in March 2019, the Center for International Knowledge on Development, commonly referred to as the CIKD, is an independent, and of course, the Honorable CEO. The year 2019 celebrates the 70th China-Pakistan Economic Corridor and the Belt Road Initiative projects. Therefore, it is pertinent to have a telescopic take on Cpec's progress, enablers to achieve the ultimate goals of the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor and the Belt Road Initiative. Ladies and gentlemen,
it's my great pleasure to come to Pakistan. Actually, this is my first trip, but I don't think Cairo last year and met some friends who went close to the relationship. We have been committed so much, and we want to further keep and maintain that commitment. Actually, is to learn how can we better develop Cpec under the BRI umbrella partnership, and how can we promote the turning our strategic partnership into strong business partnership. I think that's an important message Dr. Sultan emphasized, and also I think that's an important message that China want to do. So before I can, some key policy institutions asked me to find out what kind of key areas that this country hope us to invest, and what kind of things we could export to us. China really wants to increase summit. So our mission is to help other developing countries to explore and search a way their development theory and the practice that is suitable to their own conditions in Pakistan. So just now we had a productive talk with Dr. Sultan to explore the ways the areas we could work together. I hope this meeting will be the starting point for us to have to meet you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Zhang. No economic progress can be complete if it does not look at the industrialization, and if the industrialization map is not clear. In this case, the importance of special economic zones, in the importance of continuity of policy, and most importantly, a clear message to the business community Silk Route. Secondly, when we look at the functional areas, we see that functionally areas in which joint collaboration and access is being worked at. Nonetheless, none of them has been picked up in the same context in the manner which we were hoping, because of the transition and sometimes also because of the change. Now, how do we grapple with that change? I will hand it over to Dr. Shazia, that she talks about these joint working groups, what is the progress, apprise the House in terms of what is there, and then we open up the discussions with regards to what can be taken forward, and most importantly, is there actually a practical, doable solution? And if not, what are the gaps, and most importantly, what are the areas we can work on in order to iron out these difficulties? I may think from there, so if you can speak, please go ahead.
Hello. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dr. Maria, progress on industrial cooperation or export processing zones or special economic zone is not taking momentum as it was planned back in 2013, and this is the area that needs really more policy and activity from the government side and from the research community as well. International under the Cpec, and for the Chinese personnel working on the Cpec. Socio-economic development work group has been added lately, and right now government is doing a lot of stuff to show some progress on it. We have learned that there are more than dozens of projects under poverty alleviation, socioeconomic development, SME development, drip irrigation system, and other projects under this group. It needs some electricity coming out of from an indigenous plant. So this needs approved, but financing is not finalized. Those are Khuzdar-Basima Road. I don't need to say that how much important this Khuzdar-Basima link would be in 2019. But a lot of changes have become, and government has now says that this project will be implemented in 3 phases. Its length has also shortened a little bit, but still it's one of these strategic projects between China and Pakistan. And since it's a strategic project, so this must be completed within perceived timelines. So much progress on the financing side that is awaited. So here again, this emphasize that the financing problems should be resolved at earliest, so that project can come and see the daylight from files. Early harvest road projects, I have just discussed about that. These are some mass transport rail projects. Orange line is almost completed, but due to some domestic issues in litigations and problems with the contractors, it's really getting difficult to get it complete in a full way. And all 3 other projects, they are mostly in files. So government of Pakistan, certain policy incentives, certain frameworks about industrial relocation from China to Pakistan, there is not much clarity. This is confusing our Chinese counterparts also. So this is really high time that we come up with some clarity, policy clarity, framework clarity, so that employment in those areas which are not right now connected with the big industrial hubs. But let's try to replicate the success in a full momentum and try to establish. Here I would request, SASI would recommend to federal government to come on forefront and take first economic processing zone or special economic zones either in Karachi or in Port Qasim and establish it as a model that would be followed by the provinces on the later stage. These are some of the areas that Rashakai would be dealing. It would be manufacturing garments and textile products from China. So we need to put our policy frameworks right before there, that the policy should be there so everybody understands that what kind of relocation is taking place, what kind of incentives are available in this zone, so that there might not be. Then 7th is on the financial cooperation. Chinese banks are already operating in Pakistan. Our national banks are all operating in China. This is really important that the already concluded swap of currency agreement should be expanded, keeping in view the more traffic of trade and businesses and investments. That swap agreement puts some limits. That limit will not satisfy, the demand from the private sector particularly, so this is enhanced. Then there is lot of space available for a trade finance. We are into a very traditional kind of banking system. It's our investors, it's our players who do not know how to engage, how to tap that market. And for that we need some good really policies from the financial sector and the banking sector. Recently, in April 2019, when Second Belt and Road Forum was held there, Government of Pakistan signed new things. The most important was the second phase of China-Pakistan Free Trade Agreement, and government would be inaugurate its commencement in September, October. Challenges are there. Challenges are also opportunities. It's just our way how we approach the problem. There was a lot of confusion and a lot of discussion about the implementation and execution input to get something. This is the time to use that input, and we are already facing some kind of fatigue that okay, we have done a lot and results are not coming. It's not that we have not utilized, so this is really